my name's Anna and welcome to my studio. We're back in the studio today to talk about my failures as an artist. I've been doing this for about 8 years now, since I graduated university in 2018. And trust me, I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. In today's video, you'll see my failures as an artist, but also my progress on my current drawings. I'm gonna take you with me as I draw my newest willow tree and give you a little bit of insight into how I actually create these massive, or small in the case of this piece, drawings. Now, if you watched my last video, I shared 5 different things that I think I've done right. If you want a little dose of positivity, go back to the previous video, but I'm here to share all the things I've done wrong in the last 8 years since I've been pursuing my career as an artist. I hope that if I share them with you, it will help others who are just starting on their career avoid a few little missteps. So let's get started. Today we're going to be drawing a 16 by 20 inch willow tree. As always, this piece will be on Stonehenge paper in white and drawn with Unipin fine liners in 0.05 and maybe a bit of 0.03. This paper is so easy to tear and it's my favorite to draw on. I'm starting out with a very light pencil sketch like I do for some of my drawings, just the sort of vague details. This is the only part of the drawing that I will ever use pencil for. After this, we'll be diving in with fine liners. I sell the majority of my work through social media, art fairs, and of course, galleries, which brings me to my first mistake or failure as an artist. Like I said, I've been doing this about 8 years now, and something that still haunts me a little bit is how and when I applied to galleries when I was first starting out, because not every gallery is going to be the right fit for your work. It is so important that you do your research before applying to a gallery. Make sure you have a solid price structure and that you're confident in who you are and your style as an artist. I didn't have any of these things set when I first started out. I didn't have any of these things ready. My price structure for my art was all over the place. I didn't know how to properly price my art. Galleries also show very specific kinds of art. Some galleries only show landscapes, some show abstract, some show giant, large-scale works only, or tiny little pieces. It's so important that you do your research to see if your art is a good fit, because otherwise you could just be wasting your time, because it takes a lot of effort and time to put together a portfolio, but also kind of burning a bridge with a gallery as well if you're applying with a mess of a portfolio and not really knowing what you're doing. Take your time with your portfolio submissions. Look at the gallery websites to see what their requirements are. Often they'll have them right there, and see if your work really is a good fit. I look back at some of my portfolio submissions and they're kind of embarrassing. I know that it's all part of the journey, but I had no idea what I was doing. My artist statement was a mess, and my art, honestly, it wasn't ready yet. I still had so much more to put into it to build my own unique style and also my skill level as well. I feel like I'm at the point now where I know how to do my research, I know how to price my art, and I'm just confident in my work. And now I can find the right galleries for my drawings. But that was my number one failure as an artist, was really, I didn't know how to apply to galleries. It's no secret that I love drawing willow trees. I love every little detail in the bark, in the roots, in the leaves. Everything about them is just so peaceful and so beautiful. A tree this size will probably take me upwards of maybe 80 hours to draw. So today I'm taking you with me as we talk all things mistakes and failures in art, but also all things drawing. So I hope you enjoy this sort of combination of drawing and just having a chat about art, and that you find the process as peaceful as I do. Perhaps one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made as an artist is assuming that I was as good as I was ever going to get. When I was 23 years old, someone asked me, "Do you think you're going to get any better?" I said, "No, I think I'm very good. This is as good as I'm going to get." And I was so wrong. I started dedicating more and more time to my drawing practice, and I got significantly better. I didn't really understand that you could still, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, get better and build your skills, which sounds so silly. But looking back, I was confident in my skills and I wasn't pushing myself. It wasn't until I really decided to sit down, think about what I wanted to share in my art, what I wanted my artwork to mean, what materials I was using, and really started experimenting, that I did get better. I now have the confidence to push my skills, to not just be in a state where I'm content with my work. Instead, I can have confidence in my work and still want to grow as an artist. I'm going to keep on going, and I'm no longer going to be stuck in this state of thinking, I guess this is it. This is a really recent one. This is something that I kind of recently discovered, I guess you could say, and that is sharing my art on YouTube. I was failing to share my art on YouTube. I've had this account for, I don't know, I think a few years now, but I was very hesitant to post. I'd post a short here and there. At one point, I was kind of into posting drawing tutorials, but I didn't have a direction with it. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with this channel, and so my mistake was hesitating, was constantly delaying, was really only focusing on Instagram and Facebook and not taking advantage of this channel and this platform that has a huge audience. I quickly found out the past few months that YouTube is a fantastic platform for artists, and I started selling my work also through YouTube, which kind of blows my mind that you can still find these different social media platforms that will work for you. So my advice as an artist is post your work, share your work. There's some really fabulous communities within YouTube's platform, and I think it's really an amazing free tool to take advantage of. My biggest failure as an artist, or biggest mistake, was thinking that social media solves all. That social media is the easy way to become a well-known artist. As much as I like to sort of talk about how important it is to share your work on platforms, like I was just saying, even if you blow up on one of these platforms, even if you gain a huge audience, it's not going to become any easier. Instead, you have to work harder. You have to keep sharing your work, creating content on top of creating artworks. And when my first video went viral in 2021, 2022, I kind of thought it was going to be easy. I thought, oh, all of a sudden I have tens of thousands of followers. Is this when brands start reaching out to me? Is this when people start buying my work? No, this is when I have to double down. I have to build my website, reach out to brands, update my website, get better at my work, and continue to create more and dedicate myself to my practice. Social media is not a solve all. It doesn't make things easier. Instead, you're working harder. It's just a great tool to have as an artist in order to sell your works. Social media is a whole other job on top of being an artist. I spend about 10 hours editing each of these YouTube videos. On top of that, I post almost daily on Instagram or Facebook. I post on my stories. I send out a newsletter. So continue to share, but keep in mind, you may be taking on another job once you start sharing on social media. Mistake number 5 was underpricing my drawings. And I feel like so many artists go through this. And I'm not talking about underpricing my artworks now, or even when I first started out, because I was quite comfortable with my price structure after about a year of working on a collection and getting ready to release it. I was very happy with my prices, and I think I've done a good job slowly growing my prices as the time, skill, and detail has grown in my works. But I'm talking about being approached in several different situations and having people ask for a deal or a bargain on a piece of original art. This kind of makes my heart drop thinking about all the artists who have gone through this, because there is a reason we price our art this way. I'm not going to go into any specific situations because honestly, I'm grateful to all my collectors, the fact that I was supported even throughout the early stages of my career. However, I think it is important to keep in mind that artists price their work at the level that they price it at for a reason, whether that be original drawings, commissions, or even prints. Do not approach an artist, especially an emerging artist, and ask for a deal, because I think that a lot of people get in their mind that artwork is negotiable, that prices are negotiable, but I personally don't think they should be. I have definitely let my artwork go in a couple different situations for less than I was asking for it. I think that there's always room for discussion, but when someone's first starting out, I think we should support those artists instead of looking for a good deal. And that was my mistake number 5, was unintentionally, sometimes I underpriced my artwork because I was more focused on the idea of a sale rather than maintaining my integrity of my pricing structure. Today you've seen about 20 hours worth of drawing in these little clips. Social media often makes the process look so much quicker than it is. And if you'd like to see longer videos of my drawing process, please let me know in the comments because I love sharing this part of my work. Because I'm working with fine liner pen, and of course it's not erasable, every single line that I place upon the page is thought out and meaningful. My newest collection of Willows will be available at Artist Project 2026 in Toronto, Ontario. Please email me at annawilsonartist@gmail.com if you'd like to be added to my collector's waitlist to maybe get first dibs on one of these pieces. I'd be so grateful if you like and subscribe to my channel and comment what you would like to see next time. I always want to hear your thoughts, get your feedback, and hear about your own experience as artists, collectors, and art enthusiasts as well. In the meantime, I hope to see you in a couple weeks.